Well, folks, I'll tell you what, been kind of a long day. I don't know what the heck time it is. Day starts early and again it gets late quick. So but it was a good day. It was glorious. Got to got to welcome in another granddaughter. Yep, that's what it's all about, folks. You know, I said a long time ago, I really do this for one reason. Two, but one reason for sure. Do it for my grandkids. That's right. Yeah, I gotta take a swig here. It's got nothing in it, alright? It's just, what do they call that? Lemonade. That's all it is. Just lemonade. There's nothing in it. So, but yeah. So I got to do that. That's why I was late getting the video out. So when those things happen, man, guess you gotta have to be prepared. You know what's coming. You just don't know when. So, but yeah, like I was saying, I get on here because I do care. I care where your soul goes. I care where you spend eternity. And along the way, I believe we get some misinformation from the devil himself. And I'm not saying that the people that doing the information are necessarily wicked and evil, but they've been duped too. Just like I get duped. I'm sure I'm duped too. Just like these last few videos I put out about cremation and baptism and forgiveness. There's a lot of controversy on some of these subjects. And I try to break it down and I try to shed some light on things. And the problem is the other people that are doing it too are trying to do the same thing. And I always give them the benefit of the doubt. I'm sure they're hell of a nice guys or people. It doesn't matter if they're man, woman, or what, but they're probably really hell of a good, nice person. Because that's why they're on here too, is trying to, I feel, trying to help and so on and so forth. And that's why I don't condemn them for any of it. It's what they were taught, how they believe. Whether it's right or wrong, don't know some of this stuff. Don't know whether I'm right or wrong. But I know what they do is they go, through the scripture and this and that, and they look in their concordian and other books and stuff. But the problem is how much of this information has been changed or definitions have been changed and altered and things like that. I'm a firm believer that the Constitution of the Bill of Rights, your Constitution, your Declaration of Independence was written, and there's no interpretation. This is what it says. Just like God's law, moral law, this is what it says. Now, as things were translated, yes, some things might have got taken out of context. Okay, I'll agree with that. Because you're talking hundreds of, you're talking thousands of years and different languages and different meanings on things in the times and in the text and this and that. And we're not privy to some of this stuff. Now, are there some that are? Well, I don't know, but I'm going to say there's probably a few, maybe very few, that are actually chosen by God to understand this. But I take from what I read. I take from what I read. Okay? And I take it at its quote word, because I'm not going to interpret things by reading someone else's definition or somebody else's this or somebody else's that. I'm going to kind of infer it from what I read, and I'm not going to read too much into it, because you know yourself, you start reading into things too much, you start going down this rabbit hole, and man, you can really screw yourself up and confuse the heck out of yourself, and make yourself mad. I mean, mad in a bad way. So, yeah. Sometimes you have to use your own judgment on this. I know. But if I'm wrong, God will hold me accountable. Yes, and He should hold me accountable. If I'm teaching something wrong, He should be down on me hard. I agree. So, but the message is there. God's message is there. And it's one of love and kindness and forgiveness and a whole bunch of good stuff. And there's messages for life in there. Certain parables and things Jesus says that says, hey, you're going to run into this. This is going to happen. This is how you should possibly take care of the situation, because this is what I'm telling you. I give you a little story and tell you how and why to get my point across. So, don't always think that people like myself that get on here have all the answers. Because a lot of what you read is what somebody else has written and interpreted. Then they give you definitions that they have written. Then it compiles into a bunch of gobbledygook kind of stuff. You know, it's kind of like that old thing they did in school, the telephone thing. You know, the teacher tell the first kid this, and he tell and tell and tell and tell and tell and tell and tell. They didn't come back around by the time got to the last person tell the teacher, and they're like, that's not even close to even what I... Right. Some of that stuff happens that way too. That's just the way life is. Things get mixed up and messed up, but that's why we have God's moral laws. That's why I have God's book called the Bible. You got to use some of your own judgment on some things too. You got to think about it a little bit. Yeah, not enough to drive yourself insane and crazy. Research it yourself. But then you start going down that rabbit hole, which may be a good thing. Maybe it'll teach you something. But when it comes to what God tells us, it's good. So why wouldn't I believe it? Yeah, do we get lied to? Yeah. Does God lie? No. Not at all. Incapable of it. Does somebody get in there and mess around with his transcripts and maybe some verbiage and things like that? Well, I'm not going to say it doesn't happen because it could happen, but I'm still going to believe what he says. That's all I got. And if I need a book to decode it, and I need a book for definitions, and I need all this and that stuff, it's like, man, I got a whole bunch of obstacles and hurdles and a whole bunch of other stuff, and I don't know if it's true. I mean, what I'm saying is if I have to go through all that stuff to interpret something, God doesn't. It's not a trick. It's not a trick question. It's not a trick anything. It's pretty simple. It's like this is it. The crafty ones are always the ones sitting there. Oh well, you don't know about the meaning of that. You don't know the context of this. That's how the devil plays games. I don't play like that. If he said it, it's true. So, folks, take what I said just with a grain of salt. Think about it and use your own experiences, your own thoughts, your own interpretations, from what you know and what you've learned. Maybe go back and look and read. If you go back enough and read this and read that, this and that, this, you can make a case for anything. A case for anything. It's always interesting. When Jesus walked into the temple and they're exchanging money and markets and I mean all this and that stuff, man. Did he get upset and angry? Well, yeah, he did. He didn't like it. He could even push Jesus' buttons, and they did. He flipped some tables over, throwing stuff around, whipping some people. I mean, it's like, hey, don't do this. I've told you, and I've told you. And some people say, well, how could he do that, be so loving and caring? Well, guess what? When you've created everything and everything belongs to you, you can do anything you damn well please. So, that's how I look at it. I don't put a whole lot of stock into it. I know he got mad, he got pissed, and he had every right to. Why? Well, it's his. He created all this. He is the creator. So when he does something like that, well, damn right he can do it. And you're lucky you just stopped there. Or I should say they are lucky. You just stopped there. So anyways, folks, y'all take care. Just kind of wanted to let you know why I wasn't on here earlier and stuff. So anyhow, go find my dog somewhere. I don't know where he's at right now. I don't think he's under no, he's not underneath there. Sometimes he gets underneath the desk here, but he's not there tonight. No, he's Probably, oh, I don't know. Probably, there he is. He just showed up. He knew, see? He just knows I'm talking about him. Isn't that right, boy? Huh. Oh, you're going to come over on this side now, huh? Oh, you're going to trick me, see? He keeps me on my toes. Yes, he does. So, I think him and I are going to head inside. Big guy. He says, yep. He says, I want to go lay down. He says, I'm tired of you talking. He says, my ears are ringing. That's right, you talk too much. Let's go inside. I'm going to eat some food. He says, I'm kind of tired of the food out here. Right? Yeah, he doesn't want to eat the food out here anymore. He says, I want people food. That's right. He eats good. Oh, yeah, what was it? Oh, that's right. What did he do? The other morning, what did he do? Oh, he snuck I think he snuck a muffin or something off my plate because it wasn't there. Yeah, set it down for 2 seconds, walk away, come back, and it's gone. And somebody was sitting there like, yeah, I got this guilty look on my face. That was him. Yep. I had to go make another one. So anyways, you folks, y'all take care.